Welcome to Gerald Johan van Wa's educational channel. Today I will not talk about like usual, not about the sounding form, because I have 3 books in fact that I published so far. It's not only sounding form, but it's also the Changeling of Seasons and the Fool's Tarot. The first 2 books are about tarot, but are actually about the abstract patterns that you can find in tarot and where you can learn from it. Changeling of Seasons is of course related with the 4 seasons and with the elements. And I would like to say something about that second book, because there are some interesting things in it which could be worked out further. But the other thing I will say about it is a kind of a small introduction. So it will continue. This book will continue to resume all the cards from the tarot that I designed based upon the elements. In fact, the 14 cards of the hearts can also be seen as abstract forms. So you increase the element of hearts or of water as well. So you adapt yourself into your emotions, everything that comes to you. So in fact, the numbering of more and more cards, number 4, number 5, number 6 and so on, it's in fact production wise, there's more energy coming towards, the more water coming towards you, the more emotions coming towards you, and you want to adapt to it. So this increase of everything that comes towards you is of course adapted accordingly in each stage that happens, that it increases. You connect to this situation differently. So at a certain point, there's so much that comes towards you that it feels like wealth, because this water is really overflowing towards you. You're engulfed by everything that comes towards you, so it feels very positive. But if even more and more things are coming towards you that you can't process it anymore, it only leads to disappointment, because it's too much. I mean, you can't do anything with it anymore. There's too much coming towards you, which is actually not useful to use all of it. So some of it will not be even for you, it will not be suitable for you. There will come too much towards you that you cannot even use. These are 2 phases that always happen in the emotions all the time. That's why the goal in my tarot book was not to experience these phases too much, or to have too much focus on these phases, but to learn to combine all these ways of experience, that you not only use the learning process of your emotions, of rationality, of your practical, of your instinctive behavior towards everything, but you learn to recognize the patterns all at once. So this is just one of the patterns, the emotional patterns. They're always the same, and they always lead to a certain stage where you think, okay, it's overflowing, and the next point, it is disappointing, because you want to use it and you don't recognize it. It's not always for you, not everything is for you. But in the end, of course, also with these cards, in the end, the heart, you get used to it, that not everything is for you. You get to the learning processes, and everything that surrounds you, which is a certain way of coming towards you, you accept it like it is, and you're engulfed by it. You start to enjoy the full flow of things. So you're getting fused with everything, and it gives you a certain depth. That's always the same pattern with emotion that happens there. And I compare it with the elements, as you see there, and I compare it with water, and there's a way how you think about it in an abstract way is a very nice preparation for you before coming to the synesthesia itself with sounds. And this is for me the preparation for the people, even though you can do a lot more with it. Here you can see all the phases of the water. So in the beginning, you think, okay, I want to keep my head above the water on the stream of life. And in the end, in the last phase, you know that everything that surrounds you, okay, just leave it as it is. It gives you depth to just watch it and let it go. It's a whole process which is always the same. It's not even that important to go into everything, but it surrounds you anyhow. And the elements, the connecting elements, I also compared it with geomancy, so with a certain methods that are like a kind of European yin and yang system. There are different kind of connections. The water, the fire, the air, the earth is stronger and looser connections, and it connects differently. You compare them in that way as well. And I have also, with the comparison of geomancy, I compare them with the cards, and I also have some words that reference words which reminds you how more or less these kinds of connections connect you to what happens or how the situations are. And also, lastly but not least, also forms can be compared to these kinds of connections. So water is like the open connection, and the earth is like the strong connection. And if you start to understand them, you can even take any object and translate it into the elements. So here you have the spoon with the open connection on top, the water, the immediate connection with the connecting point of the round part of the spoon, and the intermediate connection in between, and the strong grip to start with. So you have 4 elements there: water towards fire towards water, which refers to the word selectiveness, and earth towards air, which refers to the word usefulness. So what you can, if you translate this, you can see that this object starts with a certain usefulness, so it has a function, so you will use it. It's an object that you can use, and you use it for what? For a certain selectiveness. The selectiveness is the spoon which takes out even water again. It is this kind of reasoning which I didn't work out completely. I didn't give many examples of it. I worked it out completely, but I didn't do much with it. But it's a study object which might be interesting for a lot of people, and maybe you can work it out further and do a lot with it. So it's like an encyclopedia. You can look up how something works and do something with it if you like. I didn't do much with it except I gave the theory, I worked out the theory, and I went to the next subject. Anyhow, this is one of the things that are discussed in the Changeling of Seasons. The book is also called Discovering the Consciousness of Ra, Processing the Digestion of Yang and the Mobilization of Yi. It's a very long title. It's also the Fool's Tarot Volume 2, so the extensions, the interactions, the starting point of practice. So it is related with a lot of things because it starts from the tarot, goes to the 4 seasons, goes to the elements, all the elements, and even goes to the bodily functions, the movements and so on. Everything that is even going beyond the basic theory of the tarot cards goes to the elements, and a lot more. But everything that is the next stage is in here in this book. It's out on Trafford. It's about 360 pages. Originally it was 365, but the empty pages were removed. Doesn't matter. A year is 360 days plus 5 free days, so it still fits with the complete year cycle almost exactly as it is. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this small introduction of a small part from the second book. You can see some more. You can check some more on my website. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to know more about my books. and most of it on the YouTube channel will be new, so it will not be the things that are in the book, but it will be an extension even to what I do. Except for today, this was just a small introduction of what you can find in the second book. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.